Hey guys, Andy here from Mediocre Hobbies, bringing you what I think is a super important product and a super important piece of information, and one of the secrets to my success when it comes to producing the quantity of material and the amount of painted miniatures that I do. I would find it extremely difficult to find another hobbyist out there that does as much or more hobby than I do in a week, month, or year. The main secret to this for me is removing barriers to starting painting. I know it sounds like a silly thing, and I'm not talking about your ability to paint. Everybody comes in at different levels, therefore that is really a moot point. What I'm specifically talking about is when you get in the mood to put paint on a miniature, how long does it take you to set up and get started? For me, if this is a process that requires you to, pull out shoe boxes full of paints, find the case with the correct miniature in it, get a cup of water and some paper and find a location to sit down in, clear off the kitchen table, so on and so forth. Once you have that effort before you get started, more likely than not that you're going to fall at the first hurdle and you're going to say, you know what, forget about it, I'll go watch TV, I'll go pick up a controller and play some video games for an hour instead of getting some painting done. So for me, having a dedicated space somewhere in my house that allows me to, on a whim, sit down, pick up a brush, and start painting within 2 or 3 minutes of me having that urge is super important. Frontier Wargaming very kindly sent me out this to review and check out, and I thought that this was the best video that I could think of to deliver that message. It's something that I've wanted to get across to you guys for a long time, and I can't think of a better way to do it. Frontier Wargaming has taken all of the effort out of the process for us, the consumer and the hobbyist. They've created this, which, as you can clearly see, is a thing of beauty. It is a well-organized, well-functioning paint station. They had a few talking points they wanted me to go through. I'm going to go through them now. Normally, the YouTube people tend to hide these pieces of information as if they came out of the top of their head, but they had some specific points. I'm going to read them off my phone, and then I'm going to go through what I think they mean and how good they actually are. The tabletop paint station line helps you to organize your workspace in an efficient and stylish manner. I can attest that it is extremely stylish. The finished wood is absolutely beautiful, and I can agree that it is an extremely efficient way of doing it. You can store so many paints, so many brushes, so many things, all in a nice confined painting area. Forget about the plain MDF paint holders. Paint stand line by Frontier Wargaming is stained and varnished to bring out a unique wood pattern. What do I think about this? I am not someone who hasn't tried other MDF paint holder brands in the past, and to be honest, they're utter garbage. They fall apart. This particular one stocked a lot of paints in it. The paints were pushed so far forward that once the paints in the bottle got to a certain point, the heads of them were too heavy and they would seesaw off and fall down. Not to mention that the thing fell apart like utter garbage. Doesn't look good, doesn't fit on a desk well. So I definitely think that putting a little bit more money into a product like this before you get started will make all the difference. And as you can see, none of these paints are going to fall out. So yeah, I think it definitely ticks that box. And I think that point they wanted to say is definitely something true. Made from the same quality materials for durability and longevity. And you can feel that as well. Once you feel the actual framework of it, it does not feel like MDF. It's definitely some form of hardwood. So yeah, I don't think this thing is going to fall apart like that thing did. So once again, I think that is a nice tick, and I agree with that point. Fully modular system that can be adjusted for any painter's needs. Once again, I absolutely agree with that. When you're designing this system on the website, because if you actually check out the website, it's not this. This isn't the way your one will come. At least unless you decide to design it exactly like my one. Each section, each shelf is a different modular drop-down option on the website. So you literally say, I'm buying the paint station area. Cool, that comes up. And then you click, okay, top right, I want this to fit dropper bottles. I want this to fit Citadel bottles. I want this to hold AK jars. I want this to be painting handles. I want this to be drawers, or I want this to be They're all modular. You can change it all up for whatever way suits you, your needs, your brand of paints that you enjoy, your setup. It goes so far as to, these don't even need to be mounted on the desk. One of the drop-down menus is to have them wall hanging. So you can have 2 sections on your wall, 2 sections up high, whatever space allows in your area, or whatever you can do with that, which I think is just fantastic. So yes, I agree. The paint stands can be equipped with trays capable of holding most paint ranges available on the market, which I already talked about. Like I said, in this particular zone, these are all exactly the same hull cuts. They fit the Citadel ones perfectly. They've got the Pro Acryl, which can be a little bit problematic, fitting perfectly, and the AK jars, which are a nightmare, fit in absolutely perfectly. So once again, delighted with that. They're trays, which are for holding excess, or in the painting case, as you can see, you can hold an absolutely monumental amount of paints, and they're so snug. It's a very satisfying sight. I'm very pleased with that. What else did they say? All trays are fully compatible with the Paint Case 2.0 by Frontier Wargaming. Once again, I can attest to this. They have sent me a paint case as well, and I will get to that in just a moment because I think that's another important point on this video. Available in pre-assembled and unassembled forms. So I got this as an unassembled thing. I had to put this whole thing together myself. I used a little tub of wood glue that they sent with me, and it went together just fine. It went together just fine. That didn't mean it didn't take some time. It took me almost an entire evening, I'd say 2 or 3 hours to get this thing together. So if you're buying this thing for yourself and you're not in any particular rush, by all means buy the unassembled version. It'll probably get to you a bit easier. If it's a Christmas present and you want this thing sitting on a table like this for somebody when they come down on Christmas morning, maybe I suggest getting the assembled version to save you a headache on Christmas Eve. Yeah, for sure. Okay, as fantastic as this is, I absolutely adore it. I understand and have been in the position myself where you cannot have a space this size dedicated to yourselves for your hobby. It's just not always possible, whether you live in an apartment, whether you share, maybe you just have a room. Like I myself am from Dublin in Ireland. The rents right now are colossal. You are lucky if you are able to get yourself a bed sit, which means that obviously space is definitely a premium. So if you are someone who does not have the capability of having a station like this set up, what can you do? And Frontier Wargaming has once again come through and solved that problem to you. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, so if you are somebody that does have a space issue, and I completely understand that, and I understand how frustrating that would be if you enjoy a hobby like ours, which is miniature painting, which seems to accumulate more stuff than any other hobby that I have ever seen. Frontier Wargaming has come in with the solution to that as well, and that is their painting case. It is basically everything I showed you already on this table, all ready and sleek and stored inside this case. So the painting case opens as so. And this is what you get. This is what they mean by modular and interchangeable with all the other aspects of their painting case. You have the removable trays, which contain all the paints you would ever need. I've got tray after tray of those, whether it's the Games Workshop style pots you want to slide in, whether it's dropper bottles, whether it's AK grind pots, whatever you need. You have, of course, your storage spaces for your brushes. You have space put away for your tools and glues. Hell, they even have their own wet palettes. Everything you could possibly need that fits inside a painting case. This actually also includes an LED light. Some struts come out from here and it lights down. The surface here on the bottom acts as your workstation. It does come with a cover to protect the beautiful fine wood. And it is basically everything you could possibly need to get yourself painting. This thing all folds away into a small case that you can store down the side of a couch or under your bed or in the stair or anywhere you want. And it will allow you to get your painting mojo on very quickly. For me, who has a studio and doesn't need something like this on a daily basis, it is extremely helpful for me if I want to travel anywhere and bring my hobby with me. I recently attended a painting class And basically I had a backpack full of paints and brushes and models that I was trying to bring there in good order. I'd wished I'd had a product like this at the time to allow me to bring everything I could possibly need and have it set up when I got to that painting class easily and efficiently, allowing me to have my own private light and stuff like that. So that's everything that I have to say about these two fantastic products. This is a sponsored video. Frontier Wargaming did indeed sponsor me to make this video and sent me out all these bits and pieces free of charge. There will be a link down in the description if you want to click on that and go to their website and pick one of these things up for yourself. You can use the coupon Mediocre coupon at checkout to receive a free wet palette added onto your order at no additional charge. Remember that the wet palette does indeed need to be in your cart before you add the coupon, or else it will not work. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I do hope you found it helpful. As clickbait as you think this video may be, it is genuinely something I believe to my core. Remove the barrier to get yourself started, and I promise you, you will paint more often and for longer periods of time. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that like button. Ask me any questions about this amazing product in the comments below, and I will get back to each and every one of you guys. And if you want to support me even further, there's two ways you can do that. One, hit that subscribe button. It really does help out a huge amount. And two, there's links to my Patreon below if you want to join my ever-growing community. Join a private Discord server where we talk about hobby on a daily basis, and we are currently also running a painting competition. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.